Welcome, everybody, to the Seasons Leadership Podcast, where we are committed to leaders everywhere at all levels who want to make progress on their leadership journey. We will bring you actionable advice to improve your leadership and life today.
Thank you for joining us. At Seasons Leadership, we share a vision to make excellent leadership the worldwide standard. Learn more at seasonsleadership.com. Welcome, everybody, to another seasonal podcast. And this time it's winter.
Yes, and we are coming to you together for once instead of on Zoom, right? And outside in winter.
I know, it's wonderful. It is wonderful to be with you, Debbie, here.
Same.
Zoom is great. It really allows us to connect with people all over the world. But there's really nothing like being in person.
Nothing can really replace that. So we're able to get some of our deepest and most detailed planning and connection done when we're in person.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we can get so much done. And it feels like we almost start reading each other's minds.
Yeah, which can be great and sometimes a little scary.
Yeah, I really enjoyed our time. So we are here talking to you about winter. We do this every season, Seasons Leadership. And here we are again in another winter.
Another winter.
What's coming up for you this winter that maybe is new?
Well, before I get into that, thinking about the cyclical nature of the seasons, right? So you always know that next winter is coming, not to quote any famous shows or anything, and the next spring is coming and the next summer and the next. So for me, one thing that always comes up is about slowing down and being in that moment, being in that season, whatever it is, because I know it won't last forever.
Right.
I know I will be past this season and into the next season. So making the most of it while I'm in that season. And what's coming up for me that's new? Well, I would say what's coming up for me that's new is where I'm headed next. Whatever I'm going to go into next feels like it's a little bit different direction. Whereas last year at this time in the season of winter, I already knew everything I had in front of me, and there weren't a lot of changes. But now it's feeling like a few things are changing, and I'm preparing myself to embrace that and hit the ground running.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I think for this winter, I've had a busy year.
I think we both have had very busy
Yeah.
years this year.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And for the first time that I'm kind of surprised at, I've done a lot of travel, which I love, but for the first time I'm feeling like, ooh, that might have been a little too much.
Well, we learn lessons and we grow, right?
Yeah, I'm just feeling a little bit ungrounded, maybe is the word for it. But, and so this winter I'm welcoming it because of that feeling of rest and renewal, is taking the time, like you said, and being in the season and enjoying maybe slowing down a bit and spending time with family and friends. And
absolutely, that's what winter's all about, right? The metaphorical season and the actual season have that in common where, the ground is resting and it is preparing to be able to launch those seeds and sprout those seeds in the spring, but it needs to have all its energy, conserved and focused. And that's what we need metaphorically too, is that period of, as you said, rest, contemplation about what's to come, renewal, preparing for that next season, but not rushing it.
exactly, I don't think you can rush this.
No, you can't, even if you want to.
Yeah, it's also a time of reflection. So as I reflect back on this year, it was busy and there's like some big highlights. And to think about like, okay, what is it for next year? It's it's the time to really kind of mull it over and figure out what's right.
I would say one lesson I learned this year, we were just talking about, you learn lessons and you grow. One lesson, I think I relearned this lesson actually.
Yes.
And I think I've relearned it a few times, but it was reinforced for me. And anytime I have a decision in front of me, some big decision coming up, or even a small decision, that instead of just rushing into it, because I tend to be a very decisive person, but instead of just rushing into it, slow down, just be. Let it come to me,
Yeah.
what direction I need to take and what actions I need to take and when, instead of just rushing in to get it done right away.
Well, it's true. It is true. I think along with that is I have the feeling like that the universe or God has a plan, and sometimes it's not always aligned with my plan. And it's like to trust the process.
Yeah, trust.
Yeah.
Trust and believe that it's all going to work out. And nothing that you rush into is going to help it work out better.
Yeah.
So you just got to go with the flow.
It's true.
Go with the flow of winter.
Yeah. We didn't plan on this, but I want to bring your dogs in.
All
So
right.
people can see.
We can bring
Yeah.
the dogs into our strategic
Come here.
planning.
Come here. Hey, guys.
Come here.
Are they going to do it? Yay.
Okay, here's
Can you see
one. Here's
She
one.
was shy.
We'll get her on the camera.
Yeah.
There we go.
Come on, Snickers.
This is Miss Cinnamon. She's on our team. And this is Miss Snickers. She's also on our team. I'll have to turn the camera a little bit so you can see them. Say hello, girls. Hello.
They're really the stars of the show. Yeah. All right. Well, so do we have anything else to say about winter?
I would say enjoy it. Use what Mother Nature gives you. A lot of times I like to complain. I shouldn't assume you like to complain about things. But sometimes I like to complain, like when we get a snowstorm or an ice storm or Mother Nature does something to disrupt what I thought was the plan.
Yeah.
Then I complain about that. And instead, this year, I'm going to try and embrace it and say, okay, snow day, opportunity.
Yes, that is true. I hope we get a few snow days this year.
Yeah, you're probably more likely than I am.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you, everybody, for joining us for this seasonal winter podcast. If you want to know more about the way that we use the seasons as a metaphor for leadership in life, you can check out our website at www.seasonsleadership.com.
Thank you, everybody.
Happy winter.
Thank you, listeners, for joining us today. We hope that you were inspired by this conversation. Make sure to join us next time for more conversation about leadership excellence.